What is up, good folk? Welcome to the second episode of my Holy Broken Empire playthrough, where in the first 9 years we seem to have expanded a laughable degree via diplomacy, I suppose, but more importantly, we expanded right up on the Ottoman's grill and grossly at his expense, which is very good because I want him to be a pushover in the future. In fact, he's not even a great power. We essentially took his place as a great power. Now, guys, funnily enough, I'm a little bit sorry to say that in the first episode, I said that things were going to go a little bit differently here, like I wasn't going to even bother reigning in Italy. But as it happens, guys, here's the deal. The reason that I wasn't going to reign in Italy is because it actually allows you to do other things, you know? Because usually if you are trying to get the personal union and reigning in Italy, it consumes all of your aggressive expansion and time and effort and energy, and you can't really do anything else. I intended to actually take these provinces all in one war, which I have experimented around about, because many of them are low development. It can completely be done and you remain under a coalition, aggressive expansion mark. And of course, that enables you to add more provinces to the empire than you would if you were going in against Venice, for example. Now, the issue is that because we have personal union over him, our no CB against Byzantium and Reconquest did not cost very much aggressive expansion. And now, naturally, where do I want to expand and spend my aggressive expansion? I want to do that in Venice. So the point that I'm rambling about this is because I've since broken my alliance with the Papal State, and I'm beginning to think that I should in fact try to reign in Italy, as it is just the most productive way to spend my aggressive expansion. So I'm sort of backtracking already on what it is that I've actually stated so far in the first episode. And I apologize for that. But I feel as though that's just sensible here. Is either way, going to try to go in against Venice this episode, get some aggressive expansion to begin diminishing, but more importantly, I'd really like to humiliate rivals so that we begin gaining some splendor. Hungary has about 19 or 20k troops, which are going to make my life much easier, considering we got him in a personal union for free, which is very lovely. It's going to make my war efforts much easier fighting a nation like Venice, which otherwise would have been quite difficult. And in the meantime, I'm hoping that while we build these last two favors with Milan and our war exhaustion reduces, I'm hoping that he does not actually make another ally, which he is probably perfectly capable of doing. In the meantime, let's build a... Oh, wow. Renaissance spawned in Brescia. That's good. That's good. I mean, it borders us by only one province, but it's going to... We will be able to embrace it that much sooner, is what I'm trying to say. Because of that. It's good. And there's currently peace inside the Empire. Cool. So it's a good time for us to chill and wait. There are some rebels spawning in Venice. Now, what I intend to do after using Milan in this war and helping us, I'm going to ally England, who has the same dynasty as Portugal. Interesting. If there was any nation that I could PU, guys, any one nation, it would actually be England, believe it or not. And the reason is because the fact that he's not on the mainland makes him that little bit harder to feed to the empire. Now I'm going to begin improving my relations with Byzantium so that hopefully I can begin integrating him ASAP. And with that being said, I'm actually going to also focus my Diplo points as we're also going to be taking diplomatic ideas as our first idea group, and we're certainly going to fall behind here pretty quickly in diplo points. Building up some troops, even though we're poor, is going to help us get those favors that much quicker with Milan. And I suppose I should actually turn my army maintenance down as well. Sitting above 50 power projection is definitely a nice thing, guys, for sure. There's no doubt about that. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, guys, but Castile is rivaling the Pope. I mean, it is not often that that happens. And that's part of why I was suggesting that I should reign in Italy. I mean, this is pretty good RNG, I would say. That Castile will actually help us in an offensive war against the Pope, which means I suggest that he should be able to deter Aragon and ultimately at least allow me to white peace him, while I can focus my efforts in Italy. And yeah, my biggest concern, though, is that France is going to excommunicate me if my relations drop below negative with the Pope. That's my biggest concern right now. We will have to see how things go. I'm kind of undecided, but what I do know is that I want to humiliate Venice and at least spend some aggressive expansion taking some of his provinces. Ideally, I would like to take Dalmatia, but I'm going to take this province as it gives me the option if I wish to continue my efforts to reign in Italy. Don't ally somebody, Venice, you noob. Looks like we can also break Siena's alliance with the Papal State in this war against Venice if we so desire. That's interesting. Innovativeness. I can lose innovativeness. I really don't. I mean, you tend to just get some, I've noticed, which means it's a very small buff. You just tend to just slowly get some. But I couldn't really care less in terms of getting negative events to keep it up by 1. It has such a minor effect overall. You know, Serbia would be a pretty good subject for you guys, just saying. But we're going, of course, for Bulgaria in the future. So my truce with the Ottomans is a long ways away, obviously. I was just checking it, about 13 years. And in about 4 years I can begin integrating Byzantium. So that's what I'm going to do after this war, I suppose. Okay. The Empire is now at war, which motivates me. There we go. And we got 10 favors to go to war myself. So everything's kind of falling, crumbling, cookie crumbling in an appropriate manner. He's got 20k troops, man. And we lost our troops against the Ottomans. We got stack wiped, which was brutal. But yeah, let's go. Thankfully, like I said, we got Hungary, and apparently if these course of events go this way with Hungary, apparently he keeps the general, which is very nice for me, because it is my general now. Oh, he did actually ally Salzburg, interesting, who is now at war. No, he didn't ally Salzburg, he's just part of the trade league. Alrighty, so I should make sure that Milan doesn't take the occupation of Verona, as he might not give it to me. No, it is my claim. He would give it to me. Don't worry about that. He would give it to me. Let's go. What I will do, though, is make Hungary supportive and try to attach his units, because I'm actually outnumbered. So we can see here that the numbers are pretty comparable. But obviously it's going to be important for me to go for, if I can, separate piecing his Salzburg, which is 7k. And I'd like to super piece Siena as well. I wonder, let's actually just make that. No, if I go super piece Salzburg, Siena myself, I'll get more money if I piece him out. Alright, so I want to check how much war score it is to humiliate, which is 40, and then take that province. 64. 64. I think because of all of these occupations we can make quite easily, we should be able to get 64 war score pretty easy, I would say. I'm not too concerned about that, so let's just get things going. This is an issue. This is an issue. The Milan's getting ripped, oh my goodness. Hungary's coming along. I think we're going to get ripped as well. We're in the hills, but my morale is not high enough. Obviously, if Hungary makes it in, we'll destroy them, but I don't think it will. No. Okay, not a good start to this war. Oh no! What? Okay. Scared the crap out of me. Salzburg just got stack wiped by Hungary. Beautiful job. So let's see if we can just begin sieging that province down. And I would like to have a little unit going around and sieging whatever it is I can from... Oh wow, Milan got stack wiped. Feels bad, man. Okay, Salzburg is being sieged. And he has no units participating in this war, which is good. Why is Hungary not helping me, man? That's frustrating. Ah, he did actually finally attach. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I feel a little bit more confident now. So, I would like to make my way over towards the war goal. I've got a feeling that Milan will be pieced out here. No, he's high. He's high. He's all good. I'm going to try to utilize Hungary if he just brings his whole force against Venice. There's the beautiful general. There we go. Stupid AI, man. It's so dumb. Do you guys see how janky that is? Whatever. I shouldn't be salty about something like that, but I did manage to manipulate it in my favor. That's good. Okay, so I should be improving relations with the Pope. Hopefully, I don't know. If you max your relations, sometimes you can go to war with him and not be in negative relations, but the fact that I broke alliance with him really hurts our relations. The dream is that somebody who's friendly with me and got high relations actually thank goodness. Oh my god, the reinforcements. Okay, thank goodness. Phew. Phew. Pretty epic battle there. Yeah, the dream is that this guy dies and somebody else becomes the controller. Okay. That should flip back automatically. Let's send another unit over here to continue the siege. And I think I just have to take it a little bit slow. At least we got the ticking war score now. This is going to begin to siege up. I mean, I would like to rush down here and siege him out, but I've got to be careful and smart. I've actually been a little bit reckless with my sort of military actions. I didn't want to take out loans and really embolden my troops, you know, in the last episode, and the Ottomans could have really punished me if they were smart. So, Hungary, help a brother out, please. He's just waiting till he commits, I guess, eh? I'm not even going to make it there to participate, but hopefully Hungary does the work. Yes, sir, he does. Hungary's doing all kinds of work. To anybody who might be thinking we obviously need Hungary for our actions, I wouldn't be declaring this war, guys. I'd actually be fighting Hungary in pretty much a 1v1, right? He was like allied to Florence and Ragusa. I was going to lick my wounds a little bit in the manner that we did, and then go in against Hungary in a 1v1, which would have been a little bit easier in a way. Because all you need to do is take his capital. You kind of siege up all of this and take his capital, and he's, with the ticking war score, his capital fallen and the amount of war exhaustion, etc., he becomes really unenthusiased. That's a word. Unenthusiased. No, it's not a word. I was just kidding. Can't tell if people think I'm serious or not. Budgetmonk has always been known to be serious at all times. Okay, come on, finish up the siege so that I don't. Thank you. That mountains is a bit of a liability. Now let's go siege that. And yeah, this is going along nicely enough. Wow. Wow. He's bold. Just straight up declares on France. Normally I see him declare on province who's guaranteed by France, which I think is a bit more reasonable, because often he will actually be able to peace out France. Like maybe even if he loses to him, give him some war reparations or something, because France lacks enthusiasm by fighting the hard war. Let's transfer trade power here, get a little bit more cash from Salz's trade power. But just straight up against France, guys. Now, if there was any RNG element that I could have, what is going to most benefit me? See, getting the PU over Hungary, I mean, I've come to terms with the fact that we've gotten it now, and I'm not salty about it. It is what it is. It's, you know, I have to lose the mentality that it spoiled what I wanted to do, because, let's face it, it's a good thing. It's lucky and good. So that's the mentality that I'm going to have. If there was any good RNG that I could pick from the beginning of the game, like one good thing as Austria that you will typically happen that I will get for free, it would be the decent general. Decent general, baby, feels good, man. Let's use that siege. It would have been the Burgundian inheritance. I'm just saying that because could happen. Could definitely happen here in this scenario. Epic battle between Burgundy and France at such an early stage as well. If it did happen, it would dramatically help in many ways, and one ways includes improving my economy but also naval capacity to help us against Denmark. As if we can fight on these straits or defeat him at sea and cross over, that's huge. It will also help. Getting caught out of position feels bad, man. It would also help just giving us that extra imperial authority, which I highly, highly would appreciate. Okay. Oh, Wurzburg's dead. Let's prevent that from being the case. I must free another prince. And in this case, I'm not going to do it. I only demand to free princes, as I don't wish to have truces with the nations that I'm demanding from. Oh, jousting tournament. That's good, though. that model of armies combined with our discipline here, discipline and morals from traditions, we're pretty beastly if I can just get some bloody forces out myself. We're pretty beastly. Just don't have troops is what I'm trying to say, you know? But that's all good. We'll get there. Especially like integrating Byzantium, for example. Speaking of Byzantium, that's a lot of war score that he is gaining. Hopefully we progress nicely in some of these sieges. I should be using my diplomats. We're getting a lot of votes, and it'd be pretty convenient if our ruler died, because we'd be just about at that 50. I think actually we can do this, right? If it's been 20 years, which it has been since the beginning of the game, we can actually do that. I'll feel sad to lose these traits as they're bloody good, but we're going to do every bloody thing for Imperial Authority, man. I'm not gonna turn that down. I think after this war, thankfully we got some prestige because it costs 50 prestige. We're going to do that and we should be able to pass. Although, it might be overkill though, actually. I might have to wait for this quarter finish in order to actually pass it. And with that in mind, see, if we did it now, it'd be perfect. I actually might wait because we're going to lose points. But the sad thing, I should be using my diplomat somewhere, Monk. Come on. The sad thing is that the only location that I have taken and can add is going to be this, which is worth 1. And that was not supposed to be. It was not supposed to be this way. I never asked for this. I was supposed to be able to. Bavaria, eh? Who did you kill? Okay, let's just pull that innate land, that's fine. Yeah, we're all good. We're all good. Supposed to take provinces from Hungary, add them. And that would feel good, man. That would feel good, man. Feel real good, man. I wonder if Hungary has claims, though. No, he doesn't have claims that he should have if he had a personal union. I mean, I could utilize him to give me CB, but then it would cost Diplo points, which I don't really feel like I can afford. God. This is bad. Okay, I've got an idea. Let's maintain this siege progress. Go bloody well defend ourselves. Or he'll die immediately. Feels bad. Okay. Just resort to the Hungarian strength. There we go. Oh my goodness, imagine if we lose that. Thank goodness. I got nervous when I saw the Siena reinforcing. But there was no reason to be nervous. So if we do pass this first thing, that would give us Imperial ban. Or we could go in against Burgundy ourselves while he's fighting France. Speaking of Burgundy, guys, some people seem to be under the impression, I hear it all of the time, that you cannot get the inheritance whilst I'm going to make sure my relations are tops off with Byzantium. Whilst France is at war with Burgundy. And that is not the case. It's just straight up not the case. People are under that impression because they read the wiki. But what the wiki is actually saying... Well, I don't care about manpower there, actually, quite frankly. For 30 years, eh? No, I actually don't care. It's only going to make Bulgaria harder to integrate. And I want to integrate him as fast as possible. What the wiki is saying is if the player is at war with France as well as Burgundy, obviously, then or just in general, if the player is at war with France, the Burgundy inheritance is not going to happen. And the reason is because it doesn't want to redraw the borders with France and the zones of fort control. Do you guys feel me? That is what it is saying. It's not saying if Burgundy is at war with France. It's saying if you, the player, are at war with France, then the inheritance will not fire despite the circumstances if the player is at war with France. I've countless times I have smashed Burgundy whilst he's being, sandwiched between other nations, and it works like a charm. Instead of having 7k, let's try to attach Hungary there like that. Oh, okay, nice. This is our fort now, so it's a pretty stupid place to fight. Oh, Senior just got stack wiped. He's low, but we're about to finish the siege anyway, at least soon. Anyway, a part of me feels like if I just keep talking about the inheritance, it might happen. Please happen. I would absolutely love it if it happened. Stupid rebels. I shouldn't have ran into them. I'm not watching close enough. That was my bad. There's so much going on. This is so spread out. I really actually want to get out of this war. The sooner that we humiliate him. I mean, I haven't really spent any aggressive expansion here, guys. I need to finish this war, like, ASAP. Castile gives me a gift. Appreciate you. So I have the option of piecing out Senior, guys, and taking his money, etc. And there's not much contribution from Milan, I would say. However, I feel like I need this war score on the mainland. That's how I feel. So I probably won't do such a thing. Oh wow. How is that possible? Bohemia's getting wrecked. That's not good. Wow, beautiful. Some army tradition. 50 army tradition. Damn. Not bad. If only we had some bloody military points. How is oh no. No, Iberian is going to happen. That's going to screw my opportunity to steal Naples from Aragon and have Castile help us against Aragon. However, it will eliminate Aragon's relations with the Pope, so I guess let's begin fabricating on the Pope. Like I said, eating my own words with the fact that I said I wasn't going to reign in Italy. That is probably exactly what we're going to be doing. Dude, will this fort ever fall? Seriously? Would you please fall? We need 56 war score, and I suggest that if that fort falls, if we don't have it, we will be very close to having it. Speaking of falling, there we go. Yep. So I'm just going to get out. We could obviously push on here, but I want my aggressive expansion to be diminishing, and I want my splendor to be increasing. So there we go. We officially gained some aggressive expansion. We gained an province. And we humiliated, which means we're doing really well on power projection at least. There's another diplomat, making my life a little bit easier. And I guess we'll get some army professionalism here, I guess. Well, it is at 0, actually. We don't actually lose it if we do this. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that. Get some money. We could certainly benefit from the money, as I need to embrace soon. And I intend to build a lot more troops. I'm just going to go ahead and boost autonomy there. See, this is our issue, guys. Is nobody's going to vote for us while we have that overextension. And then if I do this, apparently we can't do it anyway. So he needs to be 20. Okay. Alright, well, my intention now is, I guess, yeah. Accepting would destabilize Castile. Huh, I didn't expect that. Ah, yeah. Yeah. He's worried about the same thing I am. I think Castile's worried about France excommunicating him. Although, France isn't rivaling him. I don't know. That seems a bit weird. I don't know why. We've got 10 favors and he's... No, he's no longer rivaling him. Alright. Rip dreams of Castile helping us against the Pope. It is time, soon, on September, to integrate Byzantium. So let's make sure to do that while we're at peace. Indeed. Ah, poor Bohemia. I hope he doesn't get wrecked too badly. I hope the manner in which, as he is the attacker, I hope the manner in which he gets wrecked is return core to Byzantium. Brandenburg, forgive me. I don't know why I'm all over the place. It's been too long since I've commentated. So hardcore. So raw, guys. Unedited. Plot twist. Budgetmonk's a goober. It's a complete goober. Yeah, I'd love to see peace inside the empire. Yeah, there it is. Saw that coming. That was quick, man. Damn. I was hoping it would at least give me some time to make claims against the Pope, so that the Pope didn't have time to make another ally, which is he probably will. He probably will, unfortunately. So there we go. All right. I don't have the CB against Burgundy. Now, this is really awkward, guys. We can't pass the decline of Hungary, even though we have Hungary in a union, until our development is higher. So I suppose once we integrate Byzantium, I'll probably be able to do that. In terms of rivals, perhaps we could go in against Poland sooner than I would think. Denmark is the other obvious choice. Okay, let's break our alliance with Milan. We don't need that any longer, I feel like, to handle Venice. And especially because of this. And swap them out for England. Let's do that. Let's do that. Begin building favours with England. Help us against Denmark. Denmark's doing poorly on diplomacy. Dude, I can see him... Yeah, I can see a Danish-Polish alliance. That's really going to undermine us potentially. And I'm going to return rivalry with Denmark. I feel like if I rival Poland, that would only help embolden that. That which I just stated. The alliance between these two. It would be more likely, in my opinion, to happen. Alrighty, so I'm hoping to... Okay, he allied Savoy. Savoy's not too scary. Okay. I will have to basically fight this war myself. So, how about I turn my army maintenance down and we start investing some of this capital we have. We've got a decent amount of manpower. Let's make it so that I have 2 stacks of 15. Yeah, 2 stacks of 15, okay. Albania got a province back from Byzantium. I guess Dalkar gave it to him. Interesting. Interesting. We could also fight this war, get us back into war against Venice, and we could return Brescia. I'm so blocked out. I feel blocked out by you. F you, Hungary. Why did you do this to me? That's going to be okay, though. Once we integrate Byzantium, I can declare on Albania myself. Hey, and he's Catholicizing his region. I should be happy that we have some aggressive expansion, and it's ticking down, guys. And hopefully, before the Pope bloody well allies France or something like that, I can claim up some of his land and go in against him, looking for that reigning in Italy. And at negative 50%, the odds of Byzantium actually getting the dying, the crisis, is fairly high. Fairly high. And yeah, perhaps he will just have some of his land released or unions released, and that's good. That's good. Even if it's a small goodness, it's still a goodness. I almost have the Imperial Band CB. Could be used against the Teutons. I could take this province with that CB and then release the Teutons inside the Empire. I would definitely consider doing that. For sure. There's no doubt about that. If we just took this directly, the core would remain. It's a matter of time till Poland eats this up. Then we release him, and then one way or another, you return core. You see what I'm saying? To the Teutons once he's a member of the Empire. And that's all land that he could potentially add, because it is in an area where he sort of feels threatened, I suggest. All about those points being added to the Empire. We seem to be claiming so slow. Is it just me, or are we claiming really slow? Okay, it costs almost 1,000 to integrate Byzantium, and it's going to finish 1499. Jeez. But, you know, we could get a reputation advisor, reputation from diplomatic ideas, that kind of thing, which could increase the rate that it happens. That's also with our overextension. But, yeah. Feels bad, man. We have so much to integrate. I knew this would happen. That's why I was a little bit upset with getting the Union over Hungary. Brittany. God dang it. Oh, Brittany, who is involved in this war and is perhaps not going to back the Pope up. Okay. So I now have 30,000 units. Now, Urbino's priority, and the reason it is priority is it allows me to claim on this province. Yep. So the question is, if I declare war on him, am I going to be in negative relations? Because if I am, I'm going to get excommunicated. We could give him a gift. We could also influence. How much does it cost to influence him? 75. Let's check how much the gift is. I'm going to go ahead and influence him, guys. If we get excommunicated, that's going to ruin the whole bloody game, right? Okay, but before we do that, I I'm going to go ahead and call that an episode, guys. So sorry that I don't feel like we were that productive this time around. We humiliated, which is key to getting the Splendor up. Once we embrace Renaissance, we're going to be getting a fairly significant amount of Splendor, and we want that transfer of treaties. We kind of lost the opportunity to steal Naples, because I don't really know who would help us. Maybe the Mamluks, I don't know. Who would really help us against Castile? His only enemy is the Mams. We can't ally France. It'd be pretty difficult to smoothly and efficiently steal Naples from him, even if we abandon him as an ally, especially because it would probably basically be arrogant Castile and Poland and Naples. Would be very difficult. So we kind of lost that opportunity. That's going to enthuse me that much more to steal both Sweden and Norway. I really want those to add provinces to the empire, but that's going to be in the future. Next episode, I'm going to be declaring war on the Pope right now while Brittany won't back him up. I should turn my army maintenance up. And it's going to be us versus these three. Needless to say, going to try to separate peace Savoy, etc. and take that province. It's going to be a little bit more aggressive expansion that can taper off here. And hopefully after we core that up past the first reform, and if there's a fractured Burgundy remaining, we could go in against him and liberate the rest of the empire out here. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Doing my best, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.